Alex Jones. Waging war on corruption. It's Gerald Celente. You're listening to The Alex Jones Show.
It's getting you done.
Globalists are using COVID-19 to launch the globalist takeover. If Trump understands this, and if everybody understands this, we can defeat the entire New World Order right now instead of have them have their takeover, which is implantable microchips, forced inoculations, world government martial law. It's all being announced as the solution. The Communist Chinese on Saturday morning released to what is probably one of the biggest publications in the world, the Daily Mail, a document stating that they did indeed test with bats in the Wuhan Level 4 bioweapons lab coronaviruses that they took out of bats and injected into piglets. And when the piglets died from it, they ground up the piglets and fed it to other piglets. So what did the author of the U.S. Biological Weapons Law, who practices law at The Hague, represents presidents and prime ministers, you know, the guy with 3 Harvard degrees, he said 9 weeks ago that it's a U.S.-made bioweapon given to the Chinese to be spliced with these airborne coronaviruses that the bats have to give a gain of function, and that while it's all being blamed on Trump, what's going to happen to the economy, he predicted that it's Obama and Hillary and Fauci who were over it at the NIH who allowed the programs from 2012 to 2017, because Obama funded into the year Trump was elected and got into office, that they allowed the transfer of this to the Communist Chinese to develop this airborne bioweapon. What in the hell is going on here, and what do you expect to happen now?
If President Trump doesn't understand that this is an extremely dangerous, offensive, biological warfare weapon that we, the American people, are facing, a lot of us are going to die. There's no doubt about it. Because all the people Trump have around him, not counting Vice President Pence, have been lying and covering this up from the get-go and have been promoting their own interests and their own agenda. And right now, that is the direction in which we are moving.
And now, the Communist Chinese come out and they release this document to the mail, saying, yes, it turns out we lied to you. We said we weren't working with coronaviruses or bats in the laboratory, that it wasn't zoological. It is. But the U.S. government and Obama funded us. This morning, the headline on that article from the Daily Mail read, Wuhan lab was performing coronavirus experiments on bats from the caves where the disease is believed to have originated, with a £3 million grant from the USA. That was the headline this morning. I have audio files I sent to all the writers and everyone saying, I predict, prime projection, that they will later change it to make the focus the U.S., that this is a mistake in the article, that the main Chinese thrust of the document is to blame America, but the article didn't blame America, it blamed China, so I predict they will change the headline. Boom, Rise to Go Live, they put the article up, they changed it as I foresaw. Because I have learned how they operate. The global crisis that we've all been witnessing in the last 10 months, that we've all been living under, is planetary martial law. It is the technocracy, the big corporations and authoritarian governments working in concert to bring out a world ID through your phone. And in a moment, I'm going to show you the headlines breaking this Saturday, where Google and Apple have announced they are merging. Yes, they are merging to create the world ID to save us from COVID-19. But first, let's look at this little tidbit. The governor, the Democrat in Michigan, is following suit with all other green cities and states and this right when Trump prepares to start reopening the economy in most areas of the nation before a Great Depression is assured, she now says, don't even walk across the street to say hi to your neighbors. You can only walk one way down the sidewalk, not the other. And you can't visit your other home or your cabin in the woods. You have to stay in the city. I'm not kidding. You've got to read this for yourself. This is 1984. Remember, we told you 2 weeks ago from our sources that blue states like California, Michigan, and others, but we predicted Michigan particularly, were going to then, as soon as Trump tries to reopen, say, oh, no, we're tightening down more, and you've only got 2 days to get food, water, and medicine. That's exactly what she's now saying is coming next. Serbia just did this as well. Communist China and the World Health Organization are the ones advising this, and Communist China took over the World Health Organization more than a decade ago by putting their people into the institution and buying them off. So Communist China is running blue state, blue city responses and is holding America hostage in the most ancient form of war called siege. You are under siege, and your rights are under siege. Some good news. Abbott, here in Texas, the governor, is bucking this mind control, and he's coming out and saying he will have an executive order out within 3 days that will then phase out this hysteria. There have been about 230 people that have died in Texas. Again, the flu in Texas kills more than 5,000 every single year. This, ladies and gentlemen, is total hysteria and mind control. And now let's move to this, and I'll be doing a whole separate report on it for Band.video on the Sunday show. Apple and Google are teaming up to fight COVID-19 with contact tracing. The so-called rivals never worked together, but now they're merging with the federal government. The ID tracking system, the locator systems with GPS in your phones to let you know where people that have COVID-19 or might have had COVID-19 are, which then violates their privacy and gets us all used to being tracked. These systems are already in place. And how did I predict 9 weeks ago this was coming? Communist China, again, runs it. There they used Alibaba, the biggest shopping system in China, bigger than Amazon, so that it's tied to your purchases to track you and your movements. And in the future, they say if you're not a good little globalist, you won't be able to buy or sell or have a job. And in China, they're already doing it. It's the social credit score. So this is the rollout of the AI takeover, the drone surveillance, the social credit score, beyond 1984, in your face. And it's all being done outside of the law, even outside of government. The corporations are just implementing it. And when Trump tries to end all this, the big corporations, big tech, and others are going to say, no, we're not reopening, and hold the nation hostage. This is a 21st century civil war with globalist forces battling American forces and using this invisible enemy of COVID-19 to scare everyone into submission. Band.video and Infowars.com have a lot of other key reports on this that are vital to the future of you and your family. Please watch them, research them, and share them while you still can.
Hi. Hello. Well, we're back again. The power keeps coming on and off up here in Kingston, New York. So here's going to make this really